distance between us and the center of the Earth is 3,958 miles. The Earth is made up of several layers: a 25-mile deep crust, a 1,800-mile thick mantle, a 1,400 miles of outer core, and 800 miles of core. The lower you go, the hotter you get. We may not be able to journey to the center of the Earth just yet, but just how far can we go? Hello and welcome back to Life's Biggest Questions, the channel that looks to answer exactly those. I'm Rebecca Felgate, and today we're asking, just how deep can we dig? These days we have a lot of fancy technology, allowing us to dig much further than we ever could have by hand. The furthest we have ever dug by hand, so good old shovel and spade, is the Woodingdean Well near Brighton in England. The well is 392 meters deep, around the size of the Empire State Building, and took 4 years from 1852 to dig. Of course, with modern drills, we can dig much deeper. The problem with digging really far down is that it is thirsty work. The larger the hole, the hotter the bottom. For example, a South African gold mine, Tortona, is 2.2 miles down and around 55 degrees Celsius in temperature. The furthest humans have ever mechanically dug so far have been the Kola super deep borehole situated in Russia on the Kola Peninsula. It took from 1979 to 1989 to drill about a third of the way through the Baltic crust, reaching a depth of 12,066 meters. The project was stopped at this depth because the heat was too much for the drills to function at 180 degrees Celsius. 19 years after drilling stopped, a new record was set at the Al Shaheen oil field in Qatar, which was drilled to 12,289 meters in just 36 days. So that's just over 7.6 miles down. To put that into perspective, that is around 15 of the world's tallest building, the Burj Khalifa, all stacked one on top of one another. So we are getting faster and deeper, but just how deep do we think that we can go? Well, a $1 billion project, the Integrated Ocean Drilling Program, is looking to fund drilling 3.7 miles deeper than the ocean bed, with possible location scouts looking at 3 areas in the Pacific Ocean. The location has its pros and cons. The outweighing pro is that the Earth's crust is thinnest here. 3.7 miles down to the mantle is much thinner than the usual crust depth of around 25 miles on land. However, the con is that, as one of the project leaders, Damon Teagle, puts it, it will be the equivalent of dangling a steel string the width of a human hair in the deep end of a swimming pool and inserting it into a thimble 1/10 of a millimeter wide on the bottom and then drilling a few meters into the foundation. Even if the diggers can find a way to keep the water out of the hole, the mission would rely on the successful drilling capacities of a Japanese sea vessel called Chiku, which has already successfully drilled around 0.8 of a mile down into the ocean bed. Another problem is that the drill parts can only function for around 15 hours before succumbing to the heat and pressure. This means digging the further 3 miles down could take many years. In what Teagle calls the most challenging endeavor in the history of Earth science, those behind the project are hopeful that, given some extra funding, we will be able to reach the Earth's mantle for the first time by the early 2020s. But why though? Why would we even want to reach such depths? Why would we want to dig so deep? Other than taking some pride in digging a really huge hole, what exactly do we have to gain? Well, a lot actually. Digging into the Earth has thrown up a lot of historical understanding, not least for human civilizations before our own, but for evidence of how our planet has evolved. If we are able to reach the mantle, samples of rock from this area could help in answering some of life's biggest questions about the evolution and origin of our planet. How exciting! It is crazy to think that we know more about space than we do about what lays in the inner belly of our planet. But with a scientific focus on digging, we're about to uncover so much more about our history than ever before. So, how far can we dig? Well, at the moment, we can get about 7.6 miles under the Earth, but we're hoping to change that very soon. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Life's Biggest Questions. What do you think we will find when we hit the Earth's mantle? Do you think it's wise to dig that deep? Let me know in the comments section down below. For now, I'm Rebecca Felgate. Remember to stay curious, stay alert, and never ever stop questioning.